taking a look at the Guardian newspaper, we'll also have Punch newspaper and The Nation. All right, then, starting with the Guardian newspaper. Tinubu NUPRC bank on new export terminal for 2.5 million barrels per day oil output. Nigeria is to see through its ambitious plan of increasing oil output to 2.5 million barrels per day, as President Bola Tinubu yesterday stated at the commissioning of a new export terminal capable of handling an expandable 3 million barrels per day of crude. The president also positioned the asset of $400 million Otakibo onshore terminal in Rivers State as a leeway for the return of oil exploration in Ogoni Kingdom, stressing that Nigeria must unlock the full value of its vast oil and gas reserves by deepening collaboration among communities, investors, and government stakeholders to drive production and export growth. NECA partners police to empower girls, build safer communities. The Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, NECA, has entered into a strategic corporate partnership with the Nigeria Police Force through a new initiative tagged Police Campaign Against Cultism and Other Vices to build secure communities for young people. According to NECA's Director General, Adewale Smart Oyeride, the partnership reflects a shared commitment to creating safer communities, empowering young people, and addressing the root causes of social vices through preventive and non-kinetic approaches. Presidency reps knock claims of genocide against Christians to inform UN. The presidency has denounced the recent comments by a United States Senator, Ted Cruz, who alleged genocide and targeted killings of Christians in Nigeria. Also rejecting the narrative, the House of Representatives described it as a misrepresentation of Nigeria's complex security landscape and a distortion of facts. The House directed that the United Nations be made aware of the development. EFCC Customs pledge stronger collaboration against money laundering and smuggling. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC and the Nigeria Customs Service NCS have reaffirmed their commitment to collaborating in combating money laundering, smuggling and other economic crimes that threaten Nigeria's financial system. The pledge was made during a courtesy and familiarization visit by Comptroller G.I. Aliyu, the newly appointed Customs Area Controller for the Oyo and Osho Area Command, to the Acting Zonal Director of the EFCC's Ibadan office, Assistant Commander of the EFCC, Hawa Garba Ringim. Still in the Guardian newspaper, World Bank, Nigeria's reforms yielded stability, not relief for poor. Economic reforms have corrected past policy missteps, held the country back from slipping into a fiscal crisis and stabilized the macroeconomic conditions, but equally increasing survival pressure on the citizens, with the number of poor rising by an additional 58 million in 6 years, the World Bank has said. In its latest Nigeria Development Update released yesterday, the bank warned that gains of the reforms, subsidy removal, foreign exchange market liberalization, and tax system recalibration remain fragile and unevenly distributed, with a historical structural imbalance in growth and economic inequality deepening. We move on to the Punch newspaper. Why cooking gas prices are rising? Marketers. Nigerians have expressed concern over another hike in the price of cooking gas, with a kilogram now selling for as high as 2,000 naira in some parts of the country. According to gas marketers, the increase has little to do with any official price adjustment. The Nigerian Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers has attributed the surge in cooking gas price to temporary supply disruptions and the market exploitation by some operators. World Bank dismisses Nigeria's single-digit inflation target. The World Bank has said that the federal government's ambition to achieve single-digit inflation in the short term is unrealistic, warning that Nigeria remains among a handful of African countries still grappling with high consumer price inflation. In its latest Africa's Pulse report released on Tuesday, the bank projected that Nigeria, alongside Angola, Ethiopia, Ghana, Malawi, Sudan, Zambia, Sao Tome and Principe, and Zimbabwe, will continue to record double-digit inflation rates through 2025. Delta communities urge FG IOCs to tackle ocean surge. Residents of the riverine communities of Ugorodo in Warri Southwest local government area of Delta State have appealed to the federal government and the international oil companies operating in the area to urgently wade in and provide the communities with world-class shore protection. They maintained that the call had become imperative to insulate them from the incessant threats of the ocean surge, as the persistent ocean surge is gradually washing away the communities. From the Nation newspaper, police suspend enforcement of tinted glass permit. The Nigerian Police Force has suspended the enforcement of vehicle tinted glass permit following a court order halting the exercise. Spokesperson for the Federal Capital Territory Police Command, SP Josephine Ade, confirmed the suspension on Wednesday, October 8. Recall Federal High Court in Warri, Delta State last week ordered the Nigeria Police Force and the Inspector General of Police to suspend the enforcement of the tinted glass permit across the country. We'll take the last one from the Explainer. NOA's campaign against excessive students sign-out parties. Across Nigeria's campuses, sign-out parties have become rites of passage for graduating students, exuberant and often extravagant. What began as a symbolic gesture of writing farewell messages on shirts has in some places resulted in alcohol-driven street processions, reckless driving, and even violence. It is against this backdrop that the National Orientation Agency NOA has stepped in, calling for restraint and responsibility. Well, that's it. To pick up a copy of any of the dailies, go online to read more. Also, interact with us via our social media platforms on X, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Traffic Radio 961, and follow me across social media at Dele Agadumo.